There are many great cars in the world, beautiful, stunning, and just look unreal, and cars that you would love to own. But Alfa Romeo is a company that have beautiful, stunning cars, and supposedly cars that you need to be a petrol head to own.
In order to be petrosexual,
Yes. Yeah.
you must at some point have owned an Alfa.
I'm going to go over one of their weirdest cars that they've actually made from the company, and why it's really special. A car that really stands out from the rest of the crowd from the company, but also any other car that's ever been made. Let me know what you think of this one. Alfa Romeo are of course an Italian luxury car brand, and they've created amazing models ever since 1910, being in F1 to World Championships, amazing contests of beauty. These cars are unbelievable, but the SZ is definitely one of the weirder models they've made. So the SZ then, an unusual car, even Doug loves it.
And it is one of the strangest sports cars of the 1990s.
So the Alfa Romeo SZ then, also known as the Sprint Zagato or ES30, an experimental sports car which was a 3-litre high-performance limited production run, built between 1989 and 91. It was also built between 92 and 94 for the RZ, and they're very similar but slightly different specs. This car was unveiled at the 1989 Geneva Motor Show as a prototype by Zagato, although the car was mainly built by them, not designed mechanically. The SZ was planned as an attempt to revive Alfa Romeo's sporting heritage after its acquisition by Fiat in 1986, and was developed to recall the Alfa Romeo Giulietta Sprint Zagato from the late 1950s. A common misconception about the SZ, it was designed by Zagato, but the car was actually designed in-house by Robert Ocron. Now, this is a man who designed cars such as the Citroën SM and Renault in their prime 80s, where they were unbelievably cool looking. Mechanically, the car is actually based from the Alfa Romeo 75, with production being carried out by Zagato near the Alfa Romeo factory. This obviously uses a lot of components such as the suspension and some of the hydraulics that were included. It also was based on the Alfa Romeo 75 Group A car, which it did take parts from. Now, of course, the car is known as an SZ and an RZ. The RZ, which is also commonly known by from 1992 to 1994, is the convertible version, which is an even rarer model. I don't think I've ever seen one. This was produced for 2 years, and it's pretty much identical apart from parts of the body panels and front wings. The RZ has a revised front bumper and door sills to give it better ground clearance, and the bonnet no longer featured aggressive ridges. So obviously Alfa Romeo learned from some of their mistakes in the early days of the SZ. But that being said, this car was awesome. It came in 3 colours and were available as standard from black, yellow and red. Yellow definitely being a standout colour. Interestingly enough, for the RZ, there was 350 units planned out of the 1,036 that were built, but actually 252 units were built after production was halted due to issues with the company, and a further 2 cars were completed under control of a new ownership. The final part of the SZ that makes it even more unique is that it was actually involved in motorsport despite it only having 1,000 cars, although this can be normal at times. The SZ Trofeo is a modified version of the SZ built for the single model race series on circuits throughout Europe. Finally done in Italy such as Imola and Mugello, but only 13 cars were built, and it seemed like most that were finished in red, although at least one was black. The wheels were 16-inch OZ 3-piece items from Pirelli as well, fitting the tyres, and it was just a really cool race series that only went on for a limited time, of course, but the car was largely identical to the same one as the SZ and RZ. Where does the SZ RZ stand for you in the Alfa Romeo lineup? Is it one of your favourites? Is it unusual, or is it just something that you hate? Don't forget to subscribe if you like car content.